7th of December 2022. This isn't financial advice. It's definitely been a year of 2 steps forward, 1.9 backwards, or maybe 1.9 forward and 2 backwards. Anyway, a few quick macro charts. So this is the new highs minus new lows. So let's just look at the Nasdaq in particular. Click on this. So this is the chart on the Nasdaq here. This is new highs minus new lows. So you can see sort of pretty, that's a zero line there. So pretty anemic sort of stuff. So the idea being, if we're in a, starting a sort of proper new uptrend, you'd want plenty of stocks making new highs, or at least to outweigh the number of stocks making new lows. So yeah, not looking very strong. I didn't really pick this up until just recently. So if you look at a weekly chart, so prior uptrends, even that's this 2019, early 2020 period, the zero line is way down here. So there's plenty of stocks sort of just powering along. Yeah, so not particularly good, to tell you the truth. So yeah, look at this, pretty much sort of running at a zero all this year. Anyway, the other one is the put call ratio. It's actually quite low. I was just sort of picked this up last few days. That yeah, not good. And then this last chart I'm going to look at is the percentage of Nasdaq 100 stocks trading above the 50-day moving average, and that ricocheted from very low points up to here. Now I made a note on I think a few previous videos that normally this would be sort of cause for concern, expect some sort of pullback, but it's sort of less relevant after a very deep pullback, so I wasn't sort of so worried about it. But I've got to say, sort of just taking everything into context, i.e. new highs minus new lows, is just not very good at all. Put call ratio is showing as complacency, and also couple that with this, I'm thinking sort of add all this up, and yeah, it's not good news. Also, a number of the leaders been carted out. So look at end phase. Classic sort of breakout here, just been slammed. A lot of people sort of trader types, cancelling types have been in this and just being slammed. So really not the market for the sort of exact same sort of setup these days, and are they just getting taken out? Let's go to my stocks. GEO actually sold out of break even. Now I decided that this was, the chart's looking great. I read some fundamental research on actually the company does seem pretty good, but it doesn't really fit, or at least I don't think it does. The template of there's a stock that's been sort of price of bankruptcy and it's coming out, or like a real sort of true market leader. Both of those are the sort of scenarios where you would get sort of a huge re-rate in the share price. Now, admittedly, with a company like GEO, the implied volatility on the options is much cheaper, so you don't need to. But coupled that with those data points that I just gave you, and also it doesn't appear that this is a stock that's going to move up in a hurry. I thought, you know what, I'm just going to be cautious here and just sell out at break even, even though the overall chart hasn't done sort of anything too bad. So this is probably saying, so I haven't discussed my traffic light system too much of late, but it's a sort of, the market's almost sort of amber sort of phase where stocks are sort of drifted up, complacency sort of crept in, and I'm not saying the stock gone up by a lot, but yeah, a bit of complacency is coming, as sort of shown by the put call ratio really sort of dropping off. However, there's warning signs out there. So similar one, this is not a stock I'm in, I missed it like a clown. Here, it got slammed by 12% last night. Again, a bit of a trader's favourite here. So yeah, look at the progress. It's just taken out. It's gone back to these sort of levels. So if I bought it here, obviously I'd be doing okay. If I bought it there, or at least on the options, that last night would have been pretty painful. So I really need to sort of remember to sell into strength if I'm in this type of situation. CALX, yeah, I'm underwater in those options. it's really not doing much. So not looking good there. Same with SHLS. I was really hopeful of this chart until it came up with a share offering, which has slammed it down to here. Now it's sort of flitting around at the 50-day moving average. I'm not sure whether just to dump it if it has some sort of recovery. Yeah, a bit disappointing in that one, to tell you the truth. GEO holding up like a champ. Expecting some sort of pullback correction to here. If that happens, I'll be buying more. But anyway, converted my so we've got the longer term out of the money calls here, funded by the shorter term calls. Yeah, really happy with that trade. It could have been a lot more aggressive with that, but anyway, that's hindsight bias for you. Anyway, they're the trades that I've gone on at the moment. Very small positions for me, as it's been pretty much all year, and they're really not making progress, which is disappointing. So anyway, we'll see how it goes. But one thing I'm going to sort of just focus on more is a fewer number of stocks. I've sort of bounced around between stocks too much. A fewer number of stocks, and the ones that have a promise of having a sort of pretty big re-rate, because that's where I know I can make an absolute fortune, quite literally, on buying options. But yeah, the time needs to be right as well with the market, and it doesn't appear that we're at that point yet.